Well, hello and welcome to Damns It All, the show that covers the USACE mission and how it affects us all. We say dams because that's the most visible part of our mission, and et al. Because that's Latin, meaning and others, because we do so much more than just dams. My name's Luke Burns, and I'm the new host of the show. And it was a great idea to give me my own show. First and foremost, born and bred Californian, live in California, still work in California, but I'm an honorary Oregonian. In fact, we literally just got back from a camping trip at Cape Lookout State Park up on the Oregon coast like last night. I still haven't even unpacked yet. And Oregon has the third most waterfalls of any state, and I love waterfalls. And Columbia sportswear. And definitely Nike. And I think that Oregonians' favorite thing about me is that whenever we go visit the Beaver State, we always drive back home to California. Lots of people move into Oregon, and it makes sense. It's so beautiful. And they got so much water and so much outdoor rec, which I am hugely passionate of. You can probably tell from the boats in the background. We spend a lot of times outdoors, me and my family. So, a little about me. I'm from the foothills of Northern California, right in between Lake Tahoe and Sacramento. Perfect location. We're at about 1,400 feet here, so we get snow occasionally, but very rarely. I married my high school sweetheart right after school. Joined the Army as a PSYOP paratrooper. Then I learned you could be a military radio DJ like Good Morning Vietnam. We had 2 beautiful baby girls. I took a civilian job as a radio DJ at the NATO base in Belgium for 5 years. And then I moved back home to Sacramento, where I took a job with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, a mainly civilian organization that I knew nothing about. And now I've been working for USACE for a decade now, and I am constantly amazed by the incredible things that this organization does and the absolutely incredible people that make those things happen. Okay, I keep saying USACE, but what does that mean? Well, that's the acronym for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And it's one of the only official ways that you can refer to our organization. I've heard people say the Army Corps, or the Corps, or the Army Corps of Engineers, or the U.S. Army Corps, or all these other variations. But technically, we're only allowed to be called either the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers or USACE. So I'm going with USACE. It's a lot easier. And my goal is to make it a household name. I want it to be synonymous with engineering, kind of like NASA. When you hear NASA, you think NASA, space, or FEMA, disaster relief. USACE, engineering. That's my goal. And it's just fun to say. USACE, we sace, she saces, I sace, we all sace. Okay, we're gonna have 3 main goals for the show. And the first one is going to be to highlight the incredible work that USACE does every day. I mean, we do so much. We're like the nation's general contractors. When there's a problem that the country has, they come to USACE to solve it. Now, the mission is so big and so varied that I'm gonna do a whole separate show, maybe even our next one next week. I'll cover the vast array of things that we do at this organization, because, I mean, it really is shocking. Like I said, I've been working here for a decade, and I still am surprised about what we do. I still learn new things that our organization does, and I'm constantly blown away. The second thing I want to make sure that we cover are the importance of careers in STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. And I see these professionals that work in these fields every day, and their dedication and their knowledge and their experience and their passion for the work that they do. And I just want to make sure that people continue to come to these career fields because we need them. We need them in our organization, and we need them in the nation as a whole. And the final thing that I want to do is I want to show that government employees are just regular people. You know, oftentimes I'll be talking to members of the public, and they refer to government employees like we're some drone off in Washington, D.C. that doesn't live in the same area that they live in, or doesn't drink the same water that they drink, or that their kids don't go to the same facilities that my kids go to. I mean, we're just regular people. We're just trying to do the job. And everyone that I've ever worked with during my time with the federal government, they've always tried to balance their life and work, of course, but ultimately they know that they serve the American people, that we serve the American people, and that we're funded by our tax dollars. And we realize that, and we take it very serious. And I want to make sure that people know how serious we take our jobs and how much we love what we do. So those are the 3 goals that we have with this new version of Damns It All, and I'm going to do my best to meet those each time that we do the show. And we're going to be doing it weekly, which is great because then we can adjust to the news, or if enough people in the comments want us to cover a certain topic, we'll cover it. I'll go out and get interviews from experts from around the country and hopefully multiple government agencies as the show grows. But I want to try to give you the clearest, most concise answers to your questions and make sure that you understand the infrastructure that we have, how it is built, how it's used, how it's funded, all of that, because it affects us every day and I don't think we know it. All right, my first episode of Damns It All, done skis. Now make sure that you like it so I can make more. Drop some comments in there so we can have a little conversation. And if you subscribe to the channel, I'm gonna try to produce as much content as I can that I feel you think will be interesting. In fact, we got our first ever backyard infrastructure video dropping this Wednesday. And these are great little videos that I'm planning on doing more of. But basically they're little models that I'm doing in my backyard to help me better understand the infrastructure that we all rely on. And I think they're gonna help you too, so keep your eye out for our first ever backyard infrastructure video dropping this Wednesday. That's it for now, and thanks for watching. I'm Luke Burns. Boy.